Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Harry Yotis and I've been a professional trader for 20 years now. I started trading stocks back in 2005, November, for National Bank Financial, which is one of the big six banks in Canada. During my tenure there, I've always placed in the top 10 traders in terms of profitability every year. In 2009 and in 2010, I was number one overall in the entire firm. In 2007, I placed second. And even in the crash year of 2008, I managed to place eighth overall for the firm, which means I've seen bull and bear markets, and by far the funnest markets are bull markets. National Bank Financial ended up closing their prop trading department in 2012. By that year, every top six bank in Canada had closed their prop trading departments, and have decided to automate their market making and trading functions. So from that point on, there were no more traders working at banks. A little bit sad. Okay, and that's why since 2012, trading has become sort of a lost art, because it's very, very difficult to create a good trader. It takes time. I mean, you hire 100 people, 90 drop off, 10 are okay. Out of those 10, maybe 2 are good. And you keep doing that year after year. So it takes time to develop that expertise. And that is becoming a lost art, like the samurai, because they're not making traders anymore. Okay, so anyways, a little bit of a side note. So from 2012, when they closed the department, until 2014, I took a little bit of a break. But then in 2014, late 2014, beginning 2015, I started trading my own account again with my own money. And here we are, still trading to this day. And before we continue, I'd like to say that this is not financial advice. This channel is just for education purposes only. So having said that, let's get started with the daily market update for Friday, November the 14th, 2025. I like to start with a picture of the S&P 500 because that is the market, and so go with the market, so go with every other stock in the market. So I'd like to talk about the market first and the technical picture. So this is Friday. This candle right here is Friday. This line is the 50-day moving average. And again, we hit it and we recovered quickly. It wasn't on super high volume, but decent volume. But it's almost like a carbon copy of last Friday, which is this candle, which, tried to test the 50 and then got bought back really quickly. So the 50 is being defended each Friday for the past 2 weeks, okay? The ongoing theme today and yesterday and this entire week is that, the AI bubble is about to burst, and all things are going to be, deflated, and we're going to get a crash. And of course, it all started with Bitcoin. Okay, I'd like to talk about Bitcoin because I believe today's and yesterday's and basically this week's move down is driven by Bitcoin. Yeah, it's weird to sound, but based on the intraday action that I've been looking at today and yesterday, it seems that Bitcoin is the driver. Let's see why. Okay, Bitcoin. As you can see, let's, knock it down a bit. Big move down from the 125 highs, the 124 highs, big move down. And Friday was like a capitulation type event. You can see it. Huge volume, huge wick, closing off the lows. It's still trading. It's trading slightly under 9,500. But this is telling because with Bitcoin going down so much, you're going to get people who are in this space right now who are being liquidated, and they have to raise cash in order to pay for their margin calls, okay? And the reason I think that this entire SPY move is Bitcoin related is because if you look at the relationship between markets, okay, when you see SPY down, okay, this big in past 2 days, okay, you would normally see a flight to quality or a flight to safety. People would either go to the dollar, which is Dixie here, which is the US dollar index. But as you can see, the dollar has been going down this entire week. And even on Friday, it was like flat. Okay, so even as the market was going down, and even yesterday when the market was down, the dollar was down. So you would expect the dollar to be bid as a safe haven, quote unquote, as the market is going down. And speaking of safe havens, gold is the ultimate safe haven. But what happened? Thursday and Friday today, big down day. Okay, I think it's like there was no safe haven. No, like you had market down, you had gold down, you had the Dixie, the dollar down, everything was down. Bitcoin down, everything was down. There's like no safe haven. So this to me, especially gold being down because it is the ultimate safe haven asset, it tells me that there was liquidation going on. Somebody had to sell their gold. Okay, somebody had to sell something to raise cash. Okay, and the reason why I don't think it's market related in the AI stocks, which we'll get to later, is because the market is not that down from the highs. I mean, the highs are what, 688, 89, and we're at 670. Right now we closed at what was the close? 671.93, so 672. This is not a big enough move to trigger liquidation events in gold, especially this gold move. This gold move today had nothing to do with the market, because the market's up. There would be no liquidation at this point if the market went up. The liquidation happened yesterday, okay, and gold was barely down. So to me, I think it's Bitcoin related, because Bitcoin is the one that made a big down move this past week, and today it looked like a capitulation day. Okay, so I mean, what is Bitcoin again? It's down 25%. That's a liquidation event, especially since it tried to hold the 200, it couldn't, and broke it on Monday, the 3rd of November. After that, you barely had any up days. Okay, and it's still on a downtrend. Now we'll see. Was this the liquidation event in Bitcoin before it starts going up? If that's the case, we're ripping in the market. Okay, so you have to look at everything as it's related to see where the damage is sourced at. And to me, I think it's Bitcoin. So, and the reason that I saw, now, I shouldn't say that it's just because of Bitcoin. We're not 100% sure. I'm just using relationships that I see between markets and my past experience in terms of liquidation type of events and capitulation type of events, that this here is capitulation. Huge volume, huge candle. Okay, I don't see that on SPY. On SPY, I see the candle opening up, gap down low, but then it finished up, but the volume is not that huge. So to me, it shows that there's underlying strength in the market, even though there is weakness in Bitcoin. Okay, so that's the good thing to note. And if you look at the RSP, which is the equal weighted non-tech market, it's pretty much flat, pretty much within the same range the whole time. Okay, so it seems to me that this entire move is Bitcoin sourced. This is the source of the damage. It's Bitcoin. And once this recovers, which it could, because this looks like a capitulation event. Could it be 2-3 days like this? Yes. But to me, because the market recovered, it seems to me that this was probably the capitulation event for Bitcoin, and that the market wants to recover. And why do I say that? Why is the market so strong and probably hitting the lows? It recovered from the 50. Why do I say that? Because if you look at the intraday action in the market today, 10-minute action, okay, you can see that gap down open and then recovered. But as it was trying to go higher, I can see some of the stocks in my watch list wanting to go up. As Bitcoin was dragging lower, it dragged this market down as well. It still held higher because its underlying strength is higher than Bitcoin's, but the Bitcoin drag was too much for it to continue to go higher and maybe go to the 680 level. Okay, So this is why I think that once this Bitcoin selling is over, we're going to rip much, much higher. Okay. So let's get out of this 15-minute candle chart and go into the daily. Okay. So the next thing that I noticed is like the reason why people were saying that Bitcoin was plunging was because of Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Okay, MicroStrategy is down with Bitcoin. It makes sense, but the reason they're saying Bitcoin was going down is because Michael Saylor had to sell because whatever the net asset value of his fund is lower than the Bitcoin value of his fund, which makes no sense to me. If he was in trouble, if Michael Saylor was in trouble, you would see that the Bitcoin would be liquidated and that it would be paying down, because he has to pay down debt, and he would probably be liquidating Bitcoin to pay down the debt. But in order to just dispel that myth, you just have to go to the recent 10Q quarterly report for MicroStrategy, and you can just scroll down to the balance sheet section here. I know it's tough to see, but here, this is the digital assets, okay? It's in thousands, so this is like 73 billion worth of Bitcoin. I don't know, that's a lot of Bitcoin. And then look at its long-term debt right here. It's just like 8 billion. So just the Bitcoin assets themselves are covering the debt. So there's no panic here for him, okay? They would have to go really, really low. Really, really low for that to happen. So, I mean, $73 billion dollars worth of Bitcoin covers $8 billion worth of long-term debt. And besides, these are convertibles. So it's not like they're unsecured convertibles. So it's like they're very, very non-senior debt, okay? So let's just dispel that myth that the MicroStrategy is going down because it has to cover. It probably doesn't. It's just down because of the Bitcoin price going down, okay? So, let's go back to SPY and talk about what people think the down move in SPY was about, which is the AI bubble about to burst. Okay, is the AI bubble going to burst? Well, let's see. Meta, yes, Meta is down. We know that because of bad earnings, and yes, it's suffering. But what about the other guys in the space? Google, barely down, still way above the 50-day moving average. NVIDIA, of course, we have to look at NVIDIA, the poster child. Still holding the 50, recovered very nicely. Still upward trend, still series of higher lows, higher highs. The poster child of the AI quote-unquote bubble is still alive. Okay? So to me, the AI bubble is fairly intact. I mean, what else? Microsoft, can we look at that? Yeah, Microsoft's still doing well. So I don't think there's anything to be worried about. Oops, my thing is about to crash. Let's just close this window. Okay. So there's nothing really to worry about in the AI bubble as things stand right now. The poster child is doing well, and the market itself is doing well. There's nothing really to get worried about until things break down. But the negativity, like if we look at the CNN Fear and Greed Index, for one, extreme fear. Okay, extreme fear, and all its sub-indices and put-call ratio, extreme fear. Okay, and we also mentioned the AAII Investor Sentiment Survey, massively fear, 49%. Came in at 49% bears. And we were talking about this whole time that it's not bullish enough, okay? It has to be bullish with very little bears for weeks in order for it to solidify a bullishness in this market. So the fact that this sentiment is at extreme fear, both sentiment metrics are really at extreme fear, with the market really barely down, leads me to believe that we're going to get into Santa Claus rally, and this drag is not really an AI drag, it's more of a Bitcoin drag. And since Bitcoin, like we said, has a capitulation move, high volume, high big candle, okay? Hopefully it's over. We'll see. What do the technicals say? It's not oversold yet. So we could get maybe another couple days, but the market strength is very powerful. It's much stronger than the Bitcoin strength. And I think once this alleviates and this pressure is done, SPY will resume its move upward. And it just goes to show you that SPY is much stronger than just one asset, okay? It's not, even if the Mag 7 go down, I don't think SPY goes down a lot, okay? SPY is a strong index because other things will take its place, okay? And finally, let's talk about what another thing that I noticed in this marketplace is that Zero Hedge talked about China's export controls on rare earth yttrium causing shortages, raising prices for users in aerospace and chip making. Okay, and we have another news headline regarding the rare earth critical metals play. It's like the U.S. Energy Department announces $355 million to expand domestic production of critical minerals and materials. Okay, so another theme that I like to play is the critical metals theme. And we see that the battle between the U.S. and China in critical metals is not over. Okay, everybody, just because you don't see it splashed out in the news doesn't mean it doesn't exist. I mean, all you see is AI and Bitcoin. There's other things to play. And the poster child for this rare earth element is MP. And as you notice, last week I said I took a position during this day right here because I was looking to enter the critical metals play on a technical signal. And on last Friday was a technical signal. And what I'm looking at is for this to follow through, form a higher low, and then to break the high again at 66 on MP. That will confirm the higher low scenario. It's like a 1, 2, 3. Okay? We need a technical reason to have a bounce after a big drop. That's 1. 2 is we form that high. That's 2. 3 is we have to form a higher low, and then it's confirmed when the price action breaks above this high. Hasn't happened yet, but so far it's very encouraging, and we'll see if it happens. Okay, I took an option structure that expires in next year, so I gave myself plenty of time for this rare earth play to come in. But it's not just MP. I mean, if you see UUU, that too is trying to find a bottom. This is another rare earth and uranium. It's trying to find a technical bottom to play. It's still below the 50, but we don't care about that right now. We just look at the technicals here. Okay, and what other move did I? Oh yeah, antimony. Nobody plays the antimony. United States Antimony Corporation. That too is forming a low, and I took a position around Friday of last week. So the rare earths game is trying to find a low, okay, and trying to go higher. This is what I suspect will happen in the rare earths or the critical minerals play. And of course, you know that the big critical mineral for me is silver. Looks like a double top or a cup and handle. We don't know yet. I am bullish on silver because I think it is the ultimate critical mineral play out there. And we mentioned gold before. Might be forming a cup and handle type thing too. This is capitulation, I think, selling due to the Bitcoin after effect. So let's reiterate today on Friday, the 14th of November, SPY strong coming back, maintaining the 50 just like it did last Friday. I would have liked to see more volume here. Okay, that is a little bit of an asterisk on the bullish scenario, but I expect it to continue to go high once the Bitcoin capitulation event is over. We don't know when that is. It could be soon. And because of that, I expect SPY to continue to have a Santa Claus rally, if you will, all until the end of the year. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week for another daily market update. If this video helped, please like and subscribe. Drop a comment if there's any specific stocks that you want me to cover or any questions about the market in general. I'm here for you guys. Just ask and I see if I can answer them and make a future video on those queries. So thank you very much, guys. Take care.